Hi, I'm Bart Hanson, the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description.
I got a 2-5 hand for you.
Okay.
It's 1,000 effective. The villain is a middle-aged white guy, unknown. I haven't played with him before.
Okay. Where's this played out of, by the way?
It's Perryville, Hollywood in Maryland.
Okay.
Hollywood, Perryville.
Okay.
And base under the gun 1 raises to 25. I call in the hijack with 8-9 of spades, and the button calls, blinds fold.
Okay.
And
So three ways?
3 ways.
Yep.
The flop comes out king of hearts, 9 of hearts, 6 of spades.
So you flop an open-ended straight draw with a backdoor spade draw, right? Is that right?
No, I have 8-9 of spades, so I have middle
excuse
pair.
me. I'm sorry. I thought you had 7-8. See, that's why I did it. Yeah.
8-9.
Okay, so you've got middle pair and a backdoor spade draw. Okay.
And the pre-flop raiser bets 35.
Okay.
I call, and the button also calls. And
okay. Just a quick thing about this is that because there's a guy behind you, 35 into 75 here, you do probably have enough backdoor. It's really, really close. Obviously, this is a slam dunk call if it's heads up. I think if he bets a little bit larger, you just fold. People don't take into account how things change when the pot's multi-way. You can call a lot wider when you're closing the action, and you're supposed to. We talked a little bit about minimum defense frequency and last week, I think, on the call-in show. And also, too, like how multi-way, it's sort of a dual responsibility for the players in the hand to make it not profitable for the guy betting to just bet anything. So you don't have to call as wide with a guy behind you, plus there's a guy behind you. So this one's pretty
The guy behind
close.
me on the button was sort of a recreational. I mean, he's seeing a lot of flops and folding a lot, so
okay.
He's not going to be calling too much if that makes any difference. But I understand what you're saying there.
All right, so we go to the turn.
The turn is the 7 of spades.
So
now
you're open-ended, and you have a straight flush draw, right?
Right. And the pre-flop raiser now bets 125 to about 185 or something.
And this is the UTG1 guy. And what's his deal?
He's unknown. He's a middle-aged white guy. I haven't played with him before, so I really don't have any real reads on him. He bought him for the full amount, 1,000, but other than that, I really don't know anything about him.
And then what are you an older guy or?
No, I'm younger. I'm my mid-20s.
Okay, I mean
probably.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I would probably I think that your flop call is pretty close, sort of leaning towards a fold, I would say. But you called. It seems pretty obvious that this guy has something, right? He's not really supposed to be doing a lot of betting here in quote-unquote optimal play on the turn. But at the same time, like, at this level, I mean, it's not small, 2-5, 1K effective. I don't know how often you're supposed to be betting one pair here on the turn with this turn card against two people. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, against a calling, a flat, and a call, it's probably very, very close. And, yeah, I might raise here and just run a semi-bluff, to be honest with you. I mean, because it seems like this guy's got a king. Now, I mean, obviously you could call, but the thing is that now you're handcuffed by the guy behind you, though. Because you could play this hand as a call if you were heads up and then bluff front door hearts and sometimes bluff some of the different straight cards, but you've got a guy behind you, too, right? Who called the flop. So that's why I would probably prefer a raise here on the turn.
And that was I sort of went back and forth, and I thought, well, with the guy behind me, I don't think he's, if he flopped a set or something, I think he's raising the flop a lot after I call. So, if he does have a draw, it would be good to get him out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But So I did end up raising. I raised to 350. I don't know if that's a good sizing or not.
Um, so 125 to 3. I'm just looking at your stack. So what that leaves you with 600 left, something like that. Is that right? If he
Just right
calls?
around 600. Hmm.
Yeah, you're
No,
sort of.
and sort of my thought was that, uh, I didn't really know. I thought with the amount of, with the type of draw I have at that sizing, I'm pretty much going to call if he comes back over the top, right?
Well, you would have to.
I've got
I
enough
mean,
equity.
your stack is sort of weird because I'm just kind of trying to eyeball it. Like, if you make it 350, you've got 600 left. If he calls, the pot's going to be 800. I would just try to make it. It could be a little bit more. I would try to size it so that, let's say, if you made it 400 and he called, the pot would probably be 900, and you'd have 500 left. See, just too bad you're not a little bit deeper. So I guess
Right.
350 to 375 is okay. It's just, it's one of these things where with these stack sizes, I wonder, can you make a play here where you raise the turn with a shit ton of equity, right? And then if the guy, this is kind of what I'm thinking is almost like similar to an overbet on the turn. So if, let's say you raise it to 375 or 400, or let's say you raise it larger. Let's say you make it 400 or 425. Get the guy out behind you, and then if this guy calls, then you give up at the end. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you
Right.
check back. So you're trying to max your fold equity now on the turn. And now that I think of it, I think because you're not that deep, that might be the best play for me. Is that I might jack it here to like 425, 450, and if he calls and I miss, just give up. And then obviously
Okay.
if you hit, but you've got a mountain of equity. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you just don't
Right.
have really enough here to make the raise play to like 350 and jam rivers. I don't feel like if the guy's going to call the raise on the turn, I think he's going to call the end. If he's going to call the raise on the turn, I think he's going
That,
to call the river. So I would just make it more, and then I think check back if I miss.
that was sort of my question. The next question is, at this size, and would you, bluff any rivers if he calls? And I just sort of felt like it was a weird sizing. Like I wouldn't have enough left to really bluff if he did call, and
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
if I bet less, and if he comes back over top, then I might not be getting the odds to call. So anyway, that's what ended up
I think
happening.
you're always going to have the odds to call. I don't see how you can't, because even if he has pocket kings, so what, you made it 350 and he shoved? Is that what happened?
Yeah, the button folded and he insta shoved,
So
and
button fold. So what's the
obviously
math coming back? Button folds. You draw
it
or
was
shoves.
I had 600 left, or right around 600 to call,
So it's like
and the
1500,
pot would have
600 for
been
you to call, something like that.
right around there, right around 1500,
Yeah. So you're getting
600 to
two and a
call.
half to one, and you have a pair. You're open ended, and you have a flush draw. The thing is that if the suits are correct on the flop, obviously the king is not. Um, the king is not. The king of spades is not an out. So
No, it was bigger bars. So
yeah. So
I
you would
thought, maybe he has a hand. If I mean,
13
probably
outs.
the worst hand would be like ace king of spades, I guess. So
Yeah, but you still have to call though. You got 13 outs and you're getting
right,
two and a half to one. So that's the thing. I mean, that's what I would sort of try to do on the fly on the table too. Like once you know that if you're gonna have to raise 350 to call off, and also that you're probably not gonna have enough to bluff him, then on the turn you could even make a case for shoving the turn. To be honest with you, I sort of more like just like going like 450 to 475. I think it gets the same amount of fold equity, and then you have the best of both worlds on the river because you can give up and risk less, and you can also make your hand. You know what I mean? So it's like kind of a reverse real.
right.
So he shoves.
He shoved, and I obviously
Right.
called. I'd posted this hand as slack a while back, and I sort of got, most of the response of I shouldn't be raising here, but I sort of thought if I don't raise here, not that it matters. If I'm not raising this hand, I'm not really ever bluffing if I raise here, which doesn't necessarily matter, but I did think I do have a lot of value hands that I would be raising the turn with.
So
So
did this guy have pocket
anyway,
kings or what?
no, he had aces actually, ace of hearts, ace
Oh
of
my
spades.
God.
So
See, this is why. See, that's the other thing too. Why you can't make a fold like that. You can't make a fold like flush draw, open ended straight draw because he's not
right.
always going to have a
And no, I
set.
didn't. I mean, once I
Yeah, yeah.
once I bet, I had no intention of folding. I just was, when he shoved, I thought, well, he has pocket kings. I can't, obviously I called, but I was shocked to see what he had, and obviously I found out something about what kind of a player he was there, but
And what, you bricked out or what?
I didn't hit on the river. No, I bricked out.
Now,
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough for us to say what would have happened, but let's just go with what the advice that I'm trying to give you with, and this is why. Like, so you made it 350 and he shoved, okay? So
Hmm.
there's that option. Now, let's say the second option is you move all in, okay? Well, if this guy like moved over the top of your 350, you're probably not going to get him off. So let's say he calls, right? Okay, we'll give him that.
Right.
But let's say you make it 450 or 475. Do you think that he's going to move all in?
I mean, after playing with him for the rest of the evening, I don't think it would have mattered. I don't think he was folding pocket aces there. It just, that was the way he was playing. So against most players, probably would have been
Well, I
close,
mean,
but
listen,
I don't know. But
if you think that he's just when he bets the turn, he's just never folding any one pair hand, then the play is to call, right?
right,
There's
and
no
I
real
didn't know
reason to
that at
raise the
the time.
turn.
I thought, when I raised there, I mean, to a player that's thinking a little farther than that, one pair hand is not beating a whole lot of my range there. I have, sets two pair, even 10-8. So, yeah, that
Yeah,
was
no, I
sort of the
mean,
way I thought about
for
it.
sure. All right, thanks for the call. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.